Good morning and welcome. My name is Shawn Hurst, and I am the new Regional Executive Director for Mothers Against Drunk Driving for the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania regions. I look forward to meeting you in person in the near future. I'd like to extend my thoughts to all of you and your families. We send our wishes for your health and safety today and always. Especially during this time, we acknowledge all essential workers, including those in healthcare, law enforcement, and first responders that are on the front line of our mission every day. Thank you for all that you do. I want to also thank our MADD New York Advisory Board and volunteers for all the work you do. We truly appreciate it. MADD made the proactive decision for everyone's health and safety to once again hold this walk virtually. We thank you for joining us for the Capital Region Walk today and look forward to returning in person next year. Throughout the year, impaired driving is an epidemic, and it's incredibly important for us to raise awareness about MADD's life-saving work. We are glad to be a part of today's virtual event and walk simultaneously with you. We hope you all remain safe and healthy. Today, we will be featuring some elements you would expect to see at a traditional in-person event and continue to thank and honor you and your loved ones. You will be hearing from guest speakers and MADD staff. This morning's presentation will culminate with a tribute to our victims and survivors. After the tribute, we will be starting the walk and asking you to walk virtually with us from the safety of your home or your neighborhood. To get started, we would like to invite our law enforcement partners to perform the national anthem. We are so pleased to have with us Sergeant Elizabeth Fallon and the New York State Police. Let's welcome them now.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Sergeant Fallon and the New York State Police. We appreciate all you do to save lives and combat impaired driving. I would now like to introduce a special guest, MADD National President Alex Oddie.
Hi, my name is Alex Oddie, and I'm the National President of Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I'm so thankful to play a small part in this New York Capital Region virtual Walk Like MADD event, and I'm looking forward to a time when we can all be together in person. Many of us are a part of this organization because we weren't given a choice. We're here because someone made the tragic decision to drink and get behind the wheel. Thank you all for your courage to walk toward a future of no more victims. For those of you who have not been personally impacted by an impaired driving crash, thank you for choosing us. Thank you for taking a stand and helping us keep our families and communities safe from the life-changing impacts of impaired driving. At MADD, we often say that we walk for those who no longer can and alongside those who are learning to walk again. This hits home for me. 11 years ago, I didn't know if I would ever walk again. On July 2nd in 2010, I was run over by a drunk boater while sitting on a jet ski behind my dad's house on Lake Harrington in Danville, Kentucky. The boat hit me from the side at 60 miles per hour, a speed unheard of on almost any lake, but especially on a lake this narrow. The impact threw me off the jet ski, and the boat landed on top of my body. I spent 3.5 minutes face down in the water. I sustained a traumatic brain injury classified as shaken baby syndrome. The impact broke my neck, my collarbone, and my jaw, which is now made up of metal plates. It lacerated my liver and shattered both of my femurs. The boat's propeller severed my right leg. I was just 13 years old. The man who ran me over had multiple prior DUI offenses. 2.5 hours after the crash, his BAC was more than 3 times the legal limit for driving. Months later, as I sat in a wheelchair in a courtroom, the man who changed my life forever denied any wrongdoing. I spent a week in a coma. When I woke up, my dad told me what had happened. He told me that I had lost part of my right leg, but because of my traumatic brain injury, I couldn't remember. Every time I woke up, he had to tell me again. This went on for weeks, my dad watching and waiting for me to wake up so he could tell me again before I discovered it for myself. After almost a month in the hospital, I entered a rehab facility. Only then did I look down and fully realize that I no longer had a right foot. Today, I call it my little leg. One of the most important goals of rehab is learning to stand on your remaining leg so that you can transfer to a bed or a chair. But my legs were also broken, compounding my recovery. For months, I cried every time I stood. I spent months in a wheelchair. 3 months after the crash, my prosthetic arrived. Despite doctors' doubts and my own debilitating fear of falling, I learned to walk again. Today, I'm classified as a K4 amputee, which means I'm as active as someone with 2 legs, and I don't take this for granted. People who lose one limb are 5 times more likely to lose another one. Pregnancy could take away my ability to walk, at least temporarily, and a bad fall of any kind could put me back in a wheelchair permanently. But today, I walk. I knew soon after my crash that I wanted to be the last little girl this would ever happen to. That's why I'm here today. And I know that that's why many of you are here today too, so that there are no more stories like ours. Thank you for turning your pain into purpose. MADD walks remind all of us that a part of those we have lost and the lives we had before live on through us. I think it reminds all of us and our communities that we're still here. We're still showing up on the good days and the bad days, and fighting to see a day when there will be no more victims. There's nothing more valuable than being with people who understand. Having your friends, family, classmates, and colleagues participate in a Walk Like MADD event only strengthens this community. I hope that this event and being together as a part of a community that truly gets it will be healing for you. I hope it will empower you and serve as an outlet for your grief. Let me leave you with this. Your loved one will not be forgotten. Not by you or by MADD or by me. It is my true honor to be with you here today, at least virtually, to get to know your loved ones through you, and to carry them in my heart as we walk for those who no longer can and those who are learning to walk again. Thank you and have a great walk.
Thank you so much, Alex, for sharing your inspiring story and joining us today. We really appreciate it. I would also like to introduce National Board Member Erica Lynn, who is a New York resident and volunteer. After Erica, we will welcome MADD New York and New Jersey Development Director Tara Spora, who will serve as today's MC. Thank you so much.
Hi, Capital Region. I'm Erica Lynn, National Board Member for MADD, and I'm also a victim. 5 years ago this October, I lost both of my parents in a drunk driving crash. It was the most unbelievably horrendous day of my life that stays with me forever. MADD was there for me from day one to help me deal with the unimaginable pain and loss of having lost both of my parents and on my birthday. On the very day that they gave birth to me, their lives would be snatched and stolen from them by the senseless act of a drunk driver. MADD walked me through what to expect, how to deal with my emotions, and in turn, I have dedicated my life to helping MADD. We walk today for our loved ones. We walk today for survivors of this horrible crime. And as we gather today, and as we walk together, let us remember our loved ones, but let our hearts be filled with love. Love for them, love for the life they have lived, love for the love they have given us. They are with us, and we walk to honor them and in their memory. I'm with you guys. I'm ready to do this. Let's go walk for our loved ones and have a great walk, everyone.
Thank you, Sean, New York State Police, Alex, and Erica. Good morning, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Tara Sporer, and I'm the Development Director for MADD New York and New Jersey. I appreciate you all joining us for our virtual Capital Region Walk Like MADD. If you haven't officially registered with us, please do so at walklikemadd.org/Capital Region. Online registration is open through 11 a.m., and all who are registered will be entered into a prize drawing to thank you for your support. We also encourage you to make a donation if you haven't already done so to support our life-saving mission. Our efforts wouldn't be possible without all of you. Thank you, team captains, walkers, and volunteers. Thank you to our Walk Like MADD partners and community supporters, including our statewide partners, Live Nation and Legends Hospitality, who host us at Saratoga Performing Arts Center each year. We have the event in person. We also thank our partners, Uber and Geico, for all they do throughout the year. Thank you once again to our volunteers who are instrumental to our success. We couldn't do what we do without all of you. If anyone's interested in learning more about our walk committee or being part of it, please let me know. We're looking to begin walk planning for next year and also have walks coming up on Long Island, Westchester, and New Jersey, and recently held walks in the region in Staten Island, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh. If you know anyone in those areas that are interested in being involved in those walks, please let me know as well. Wherever you're watching us from, you can make an impact. Each and every one of you has already made a difference. Thanks to the teams and individuals for your hard work to raise funds to help end drunk and drug driving. Our page is still open. Be sure to register and donate if you haven't had the chance at walklikemadd.org/Capital Region. Sign up to get our latest updates and information and qualify for a prize drawing and incentives. We had individuals and teams work tirelessly this year for the MADD mission. Our top supporters will continue to be recognized after the walk based on fund showing at the close of today. I would now like to introduce the rest of your local MADD staff to share some important updates. First up, please welcome MADD New York and New Jersey Program Manager, Isay Fuentes.
Hello, everyone, and good morning. My name is Isay Fuentes. I am the Regional Program Manager for Mothers Against Drunk Driving, New York and New Jersey, and we're so grateful to have each of you join us virtually this morning. One of the things that I oversee for MADD is our social media for our region. And throughout the years, I'm so proud to have our social media family grow, and with all of you out there who support our mission every single day. So today, I would love for each of you, if you haven't already, to visit us on our social media platforms and become a fan or like our page, whatever the platform may be. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We have all four, and using the QR code on the side of the screen, you can just scan it with your phone and it will bring you to each of the platforms that we have. And if you're not a fan already, we encourage you to do so today. Also, because we are meeting in a virtual setting today for our walk, we still would love for each of you to share with us your photos of your family, your friends, showing your support for our mission. So when you take a walk with your family around the block to show your support or in any other capacity, please send us your photos because we would love to feature them on our social media platforms. Using the hashtag that's also on the side of the screen, you may do that.
Hi everyone, Rachel Braungart, MADD New York Victim Services Director. Thank you for being a part of today's MADD New York Capital Region Walk. Today is a very important day as we walk in honor and in remembrance of all victims and survivors impacted by impaired driving. We walk today for those who cannot be with us here today, and we walk for those who are still fighting this senseless tragedy. We walk for change. The MADD New York Victim Services team wants you to know that we walk alongside you. We will continue to provide supportive services to all victims impacted by impaired driving, and we will continue to push for change. We will continue to work towards a future of no more victims. So we thank you today for being here with us, paying tribute to your loved one, and honoring and remembering all victims impacted by impaired driving. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you a very special person, Vice Chair of Public Policy for MADD New York State and volunteer, Lynn Scarpati. Lynn will share with us why she walks and why today is so important to her. Thank you, everyone, and please remember that the Victim Services team is here to support you in any way that we can. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Lynn Scarpati, and I've been asked to share my son Matt with you. Matt's story is one that should never have been written. On a beautiful July 20th, 2009 evening, Matt was on the Wantagh bike path cycling. He could ride 20, 25 miles at a clip, many times longer. Matt had just turned 19, had finished his freshman year at the University at Buffalo, had a great summer job, and a Brooks Brothers suit for the upcoming interviews for internships. He had a plan for his life and his future was very bright. Matt, the youngest of four boys, was compassionate, witty, well-read, athletic, and a lot of fun to be with. Little did Matt know that same evening, a Harley-Davidson, whose 44-year-old rider had been drinking a good part of the day with his friend, had just left Jones Beach. As they headed north on the Wantagh State Parkway, at speeds estimated between 85 and 100 miles per hour, one rider left the parkway and struck our beautiful son, brother, uncle, cousin, and friend. Matt was taken to NUMC, however, he was later pronounced dead, while we waited for him to come home. Unaware of how our lives had been altered by a total stranger, he never would come home again. Although these men were strangers to us, they were not strangers to law enforcement. Matt wasn't drinking, he wasn't driving, and he wasn't on the road. That did not protect him from being murdered by a drunk driver. More than 2 years after the crash, the motorcyclist was sentenced and served 6 years in prison. Although he came before the parole board twice, parole was denied until he was released in late 2017, We are reminded every day about the evils of drunk, drugged driving and how fragile life is. On July 20th, 2009, Matt was the only one who was pronounced dead. However, a part of each of the people who loved him died too. Matt was one of the funniest, kindest, and most wonderful young men I will ever have the pleasure of loving. We traveled to England, Spain, Czech Republic, Hungary, Italy, and many resorts and states. But among his favorite destinations were Lake George and Disney World. On the morning of July 20th, I woke up as the mother of a teenager, a job I loved. By midnight, 3 state troopers were at my home, delivering news I did not want to hear. I am a victim survivor. I do not want to be defined by the tragedy of losing my son to an impaired driver, but motivated by it. And how did I come to MADD? I came through the outreach of volunteers and staff who left a card with my son at the funeral home and followed up by inviting us to a group meeting. I did not want to attend the group, but my son Chris did. I did not want him to go alone, so I accompanied him. I met warm, understanding victim survivors who understood what was before us. They gave me hope, inspiration, and kindness. I will never forget the support my family received at a time when we needed it most. Through MADD, I met survivors in my crash year. In the fall of 2009, we attended a bowling event. That was the kickoff of Walk Like MADD. Although we did not know many people, there was a peace in being with people who understood and recognized our pain and had no need to talk about it. We happily had some fun. Normal. Something we thought might be lost. Human kindness is magic potion. That is why I invite you to join me in Walk Like MADD Capital Region to Walk. The Capital Region has been home to several generations of my family and was the last place Matt and I vacationed prior to the moment that changed my life. The importance of Mothers Against Drunk Driving was a mystery to me in 2009. Walk with us, and you will never walk alone. Thank you very much.
On average, I spend 8 hours a week on the road. It's important to me to make the right choices when I drive. And she's the reason why I support MADD.
Thank you to all of you for honoring your loved ones, and Lynn for sharing your powerful story with us. And to Nassau County Police Department Deputy Inspector Gus Kalin for the beautiful accompaniment on trumpet. I hope today has inspired everyone watching. We here at MADD are a family, and we're here to support you. As we wrap up today, we once again say thank you for your support of MADD's mission. The awareness and funds you raise are vital to providing our victim services and education to keep the community safe. We'll now begin kicking off Walking with You. Don't forget to take photos and share them with us and on your personal social channels. Enjoy your walk and stay safe and healthy. Thank you.